pound for pound. And boom. Okay, and we are back with another episode of Socratic Gamers, episode 25. 25. Yeah,
25.
halfway to 50.
Yeah, we're
Holy.
quarter. We're at the
Quarter
quarter
life.
mark.
Yeah, quarter mark before the episode one. Wait, where'd you go? Are you in the room?
I left you already.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
gonna
okay,
have to
cool, cool,
catch up.
cool. All right, cool, cool. Yeah, so did you see the Conor McGregor thing? The controversy?
Where you jumped the fence.
Yeah, yo. That was like some pro wrestling stuff though. I didn't actually think it was like when I saw it, I was like, "Oh, like he's trying to market himself." You know what I mean? Like it doesn't
It's
like
his
if you
teammate, right? That was his teammate though.
for
So
for
like,
for sure. But like to have like the understanding that you shouldn't jump in the ring, like I'm pretty sure he knew that. I kind of felt like he was just
yeah,
doing it to like make
publicity.
right
Uh,
publicity.
okay.
Like
Yeah,
at least that's what
makes
I
sense.
think.
He did die off for a little bit, you know.
Right, for sure, for
So
sure. And he almost wants to make himself like look. Oh damn, I got hit. He almost wants to make himself look like, oh, I'm so much bigger than the sport that I can do whatever I want now, right? He's got that persona of like I own this, you know. So if he doesn't do
yeah.
stuff like that, he's like, you know, what I mean, it's like you have the UFC, and then you have boxing, but Bellator is another promotion. So if you end up like capitalizing on Bellator too, it's like, oh, I've completely controlled the entire sphere of fighting or martial
Of
arts.
mixed martial arts. Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's crazy. Wait, like yeah, I didn't feel it was like genuine. Like when he like jumped in there, he was like, it's like if you watch his other interviews, he's so measured. You know, he's a very good martial artist. It's only like,
Wait, oh,
oh shoot, we weren't supposed to kill that
I
guy.
guess we have to kill them.
All right, cool, cool.
Oh,
So,
they're coppers.
oh shit.
They're cops.
Okay, are we gonna straight killing?
Dip,
So,
dip, dip.
yeah, like he's really measured in his like composure. So it's like to not be measured in that one scenario. It's like I kind of feel like it wasn't genuine. You know, he's kind of doing the whole pro
Oh,
wrestling thing. Yeah, and like yeah, but what I saw, like the reason I bring this up is I was just reading like a report on it, and like Dana White's like, oh, he's kicked off of December 30th card, you know, for UFC. He can't fight Tony Ferguson. But then like
but
I was, oh, what's up? Yeah.
did you hear about like who he like slapped and stuff?
Yeah, he also slapped that guy, but I don't know what's that guy like. Is he a important character in martial arts?
Like supposedly he's the one that upholds all the rules in for Bellator for
Oh, okay.
Bellator fighting.
It's whatever. It's
Or sorry
Bellator.
that or maybe even all of mixed martial arts. I'm not too sure,
Oh,
but I know
really?
that he is somebody that has been voted to uphold all the rules of the like whatever mixed martial arts group it is.
Oh, okay. So
I
he's like
thought
a
I
he's a
thought it was
legit guy.
all. He's in the top of the food chain for mixed martial
Oh, no
arts
way.
sports. Yeah,
So you think maybe Connor just
supposedly.
took it too far?
Maybe he didn't even know who the hell the guy was.
Oh, I see, I see. You're just slapping
It's
him.
like one of the yeah, because he was the guy that was hosting that fight is the one that runs that like was the one that enforces the rules, right? So
Right. I got you.
for him to watch it happen in his fight, if it happened in another fight, maybe it wouldn't have been so bad. But
Right.
because it was his fight that he was hosting,
Hmm.
it may have been an issue, and maybe that's why Dana White's like, now I gotta take it seriously. So maybe it does affect the
Interesting.
UFC also, right?
What I saw though in the comments was that it's like he wasn't even slated to fight in December. So it's like they kicked him off of a card that he wasn't even contracted for. So it was kind of like a publicity stunt, you know, to like appease,
Oh,
you know, like they're like UFC made a big thing about it, and like because I was watching the interview for Conor McGregor's Notorious movie, and like he was saying how like him and Dana White and him and the Fertitas are all like super close, right? And he was very measured again. So it's like I could see how they're just using all of this stuff. Like, look, we're talking about him right now. You know, it's like we're all
yeah.
he's creating newsworthy campaigns to make mixed martial arts more popular. You know, that's his job. You know, that's even
Yeah,
what he was
like
saying, like
that makes sense.
right.
Makes sense that they would do it. Why not?
For sure.
If he had the power to.
Exactly, exactly. It's almost like, and then he even said like my role is to propagate mixed martial arts. Like in the interview, he wasn't saying like I'm the best fighter in the world. He's like, oh, my time will come and go, you know. But right now, I'm here like to champion the sport. You know, I'm here to make it more famous and stuff, right? To even say something like my time will come and go, it's like, okay, like you definitely have a control over your own emotions, you know.
Yeah. You know, yeah,
Like it's
you
all an
are.
act, you know,
It makes sense. It makes
right?
total sense. Yeah, I get it. Like good publicity, bad publicity, it doesn't matter. It's
Mm.
all publicity, right? So
Exactly,
it's
exactly.
like maybe it was a thing for them to use.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
We really don't know what was going on, so
But like being
um
in the being like like objectively looking at it as like a business standpoint, it makes sense, you know, that it would be sort of
yeah,
like this.
business aspect for sure. But for the sport,
Mm.
like like you know like the respect of the sport and
Uh huh.
everything,
Uh
I
huh.
would say that was the worst thing that could happen.
Oh, respect in the sport. I got you.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
need to like if you're in it, respect the sport. Respect, you know, he's an official, he's a ref.
Right,
You
right.
gotta respect them. You
He was
don't
a
go
ref.
charge. He was charging a ref, and then there was the commissioner.
Mm-hmm.
That's the guy. The commissioner was the one that got slapped or something by Conor.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, that
Yeah,
sucks.
yeah.
Hmm.
I watched some Chael Sonnen him talking about it.
Oh, okay,
Supposedly the
okay.
commissioner. Yeah, Chael Sonnen talked about it. And it was like this is the one guy you don't want to pick a fight with. Was the guy he slapped, the commissioner.
Really? Do you,
Yeah.
so you think that he just didn't know who the guy was, and then like he kind of messed up, and then
I,
he.
I think that's exactly what happened. But
Oh, I
supposedly him
see.
and that referee had a little like they have a little history.
Oh, so he knew.
Supposedly, I'm not sure. The referee, Connor knows the ref,
Okay, but he didn't know who the guy he
but
slapped.
I don't know about the commissioner. Yeah, he doesn't know about the commissioner.
But
I don't think so. That's my guess.
what kind of slap
Because
we
you know,
talking here? Was it like a
I didn't
insane
see it.
slap or?
I didn't see it, but it's what made the news. I didn't see the video. I only saw the video when he jumped the fence. I didn't see the slap. I only saw him charge the ref.
Right, I didn't see the slap either. So it's like, or allegedly it was there. Yeah, I heard that too, that he slapped someone, but I didn't see that in the video. So, like,
Yeah, I didn't see the slap at all. So I don't know where or when this slap happened.
it'd be
Did you get
crazy.
the? Can you
I
get
can't
that
find it. Yeah,
product?
I'm looking for it. I'm like, where the hell did it go? I'm
The
like,
trunk of the car? Maybe the car itself.
oh, I tried to enter into the car, but the car didn't allow me. Yeah,
Oh, you killed everyone though, eh?
yeah,
Okay.
I killed one. Yeah, so just go back. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah. We're
it
waiting for you then. Okay, I'm
it
coming. Uh,
it'll be
what were you
interesting
saying?
if like it'll be interesting if like we find out that we're all just getting played. You know, this whole thing is just like another stunt to get them more big and famous and stuff.
Well, why not? Like, I
Yeah, for
accept
sure.
that too. I
Yeah,
don't care. I don't care.
that's
But
true.
it's
Yeah,
like
for sure. Do you think
that's what it's.
you think without the drama, like, do you think there's the actual pro wrestling effect going on? Like, do you think we actually need these crazy storylines, or do you think it's like you can you know, and like, can you just sell fights just for the fight? You know, I mean, being a purist
You
or whatever.
can, but you're not gonna get as much money.
True, I see what
You
you're
have to
saying.
meet the demand of the masses, and the masses want that storyline, the
Right,
drama.
right, right.
They hunger for that, right? So it's like, there it is. That's how their lives are, so that's what they want. And so
That's
it's
true.
like,
Yeah, you're just
okay.
like playing out like to their fantasies and stuff. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, and that's what they want. And that's not like everyone, but the masses, like the majority of people.
Yeah,
True
yeah.
martial artists will fight, will watch a fight because it's a fight, you know, like just to learn from it, to study, see what happens.
Right, for
That's
sure.
a true martial artist. They don't care about the. Oh, you got it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just picked it up. Yeah, I saw the guy. It was a person. He was a person like trying to run away. I just killed him.
Oh,
Took
okay.
the yeah. So you're saying yeah, the purists
Uh, yeah, they will just enjoy the fight for what it is.
for
Like
sure, for
learn
sure.
from it, do what they can. Just even just watch it. Like you know how Joe Rogan has his like the fight podcast, whatever they're called.
Yeah, fight companions. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so like it's like those. Like they're not there for the storylines. Like they'll talk
True.
about it, but in reality, they're there to watch the fight. That's why they watch like those jiu-jitsu matches.
True, 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 true. Yeah,
Like, who in the right mind will watch a jiu-jitsu match
yeah,
without drama? To be
right.
honest,
Oh, unless you're
if you
like
don't know,
into
if you
it.
don't know what, yeah, if you don't know what's going on, it looks like they're just hugging each other.
For sure, yeah, I agree with you. Like, I like watching jujitsu matches because like I'm actually into the martial arts aspect. But like, I guess yeah, you're
Exactly.
right. Like
That's why
being
you
a
can,
purist, you know.
you will watch it regardless of what it is, just to learn from it, or just to even, yeah, just to learn it from it, or just
Mm,
your curiosity. But if you're just like an everyday person, and to meet more of the masses,
uh-huh.
then that's when you start adding the drama, and that's when you can start adding, like, you know how like a lot of guys will watch it, but then the girlfriends are not really into it, so the
Right.
drama adds in so that they can have something that they can
That's
talk
true.
about.
You're right. You're right. Did you see the
So like it's both.
do,
It
do,
sucks,
do
but
you
yeah.
see the Rose Namajunas or whatever her name is?
Fight.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
woo.
her after
Great fight.
talk though, about like, oh, like, because it's like it's the total opposite of what we're talking about, you know, like she doesn't want the drama anymore, but we're just talking about how like the drama sells
No,
the
but she
fights. It's
never
kind of
wanted the
ironic.
drama.
Oh, really?
She's never
Oh,
wanted that. She's always been like,
super
she's
composed.
always been very calculated and composed,
Right, 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 right.
very controlled. Like when she was getting her belt,
Uh huh.
you saw a tear, boom, she held it back right away
For
after
sure,
the
for
one
sure.
tear. She was
Did
like, "Nope, not happening." She
did
probably cried her like she probably cried crazy like when she got home
for
in
sure.
silence.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But like in public, she's all straight composed. Composed. She meditates.
Yeah, yeah,
She
yeah, no,
practiced meditation, man.
I was about to
Yeah.
say, did you see the post fight interview when she talked about like the yoga of it? Like, she really got into yoga and like learning about the mind because like mental illness is in her family. So like she was like she's afraid of it. Yeah, it was
Oh,
really interesting, bro. Yeah, it was
wow.
such a. And then she's like talking about how she's like saying all these crazy yogic principles, and then I was like, oh man, you're super aware of your actions and
You're
your own thoughts, you know.
she's awake.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It was really
That's
interesting to
why I
hear, you
didn't
know?
know. I didn't know that she was awake
Yeah, yeah, like
until
I had to
after the
watch the post
fight, and
site.
I had to
Yeah,
look into it. And I was like, Adrian was like, "Yo, don't you know she meditates?" I was like, "Really?"
yeah,
So I
yeah,
checked her out. I was like, "Okay, like
yeah. She was saying like
she
a mantra and stuff
she knows."
when
Oh yeah, yeah.
it
When
was
she was
like
fighting during her fight, she had a
yeah,
mantra.
yeah, yeah. And even during the weigh-in, she was saying like the Lord's Prayer, like the Our Father, because like she didn't want to get caught up in the emotion of the situation, so she's like keeping herself
Yeah.
calm. It was really interesting, you know.
She is straight. She is a samurai.
Yeah, I know, right? When I saw it,
Straight
I was
up,
like, "Yo,
man.
you're sick, bro." Like,
Samurai.
I like love Ioana and Jacek's ability and like her persona, but it's like she was kind of getting like into the whole like pro wrestling vibe too. I guess like myself being like into that whole samurai-ishness, like I don't really like the drama of it, you know? Like I like T City
Yeah.
too. You ever watch T City's fights? And he's like very composed as well. It's like, hey man, we're just
No.
like, oh, you've never seen it? Oh man, he's another
No.
samurai, yo. He doesn't like go off. He's just like, it is what it is, yo. Like, we're just fighting.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm more interested to see how I'm gonna lose, because like they asked him like Joe Rogan's like, oh, you've been on like a nonstop fighting streak, but wait, hold on, wait, where am I going? Am I going to the yellow or where to you?
Go to
No, the
me. Go to
yellow.
me.
Go to you.
Yeah,
Wait, no.
I'm right at the yellow.
Oh, okay, cool, cool. Yeah, so Joe Rogan's like, oh, like you're on an unlimited winning streak. Like what are you thinking and blah blah. And he's like, I just want to see how I'm gonna lose, because like right now I'm using like the Helio Gracie principles, and like I
Yeah.
want to see what will take me out, and then I can learn from it to become better. And I was like, that's a really great thing to say, you know?
Wow.
Yeah, right. That's another samurai, yo. Like that's a great mentality. Are you? Oh, yeah, let me jump on. Are you stoked for the Cub Swanson fight?
No.
No. Oh, I just want to see I just want to see I just want to see how he's gonna beat him, because like Cub Swanson like's no joke either. You know, like I at first like because there's this guy that I like talk to about UFC stuff all the time. He like lives in Holland. I met him in Peru actually when we were there, and
Nice.
yeah, so like we just like text each other whenever UFC's on, we like discuss things. And then during the Brian T City fight, I was like, oh man, like T City won that, blah, blah blah, and he's like, oh well, Clay Guida's like kind of old now, you know what I mean? Like he's
He
kind of on
is.
his way out, right? But then I saw
Yeah.
the Joe Lozon Clay Guida fight, and I was like, dang, Clay Guida like smoked him, yo. So
Yeah.
it's like he's not that crappy. So T City's
He's
good.
not. He's not. But yeah, exactly. It's just he's past his prime, Clay.
For sure,
So it's
for
like,
sure, yeah.
so that's why your friend's trying to say it's like he's past his prime. In his prime, it would have been like a nice fight, but
But like,
he's past his prime.
but I give respect. I give more respect to T City now. The fact that he beat Clay Guida, and Joe Lozon, who's another like legit black belt, like got smoked, yo. Like he got like
Yeah.
taken out, man. It wasn't even
Yeah.
like a okay unanimous decision kind of thing. It was like you got knocked out, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it happens, man. You never know. Like just a split second of unfocus, you're done.
For sure. Right? Are you reading the Samurai book? Is that why you brought
I
that
haven't
up?
started yet.
Oh,
No,
okay.
that's always you know how I've always thought
No,
of
no,
that.
true,
Come
true. No,
on.
no, yeah,
you know
no.
what we practice.
For sure, for sure. But the principle comes up in the Samurai book, so I was like, oh, that's interesting that you just said it. But so I noticed that with the GSP fight when like Bisping was
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
winning, and then he hit him, and then he got rocked, and then he just capitalized on the situation. You know what I mean? Like GSP
Yeah.
wasn't an amazing dominant fighter in that one. He just like
No, he wasn't.
You know what I mean? Like, do you think he's gonna stay at?
He got that. He's fighting. He has a next fight already.
Yeah, that
It's not.
Kevin was it Kevin Randall? No, it's not
Ferguson?
Kevin Randall. No,
Is it Ferguson?
Who's he fighting? No, he's fighting that Australian dude.
I don't know.
He's supposed to like.
It's already set. It's
Like,
already
defend the
set who he's
title.
fighting.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
it's already set that he's gonna fight that guy. We don't know his name, unfortunately.
He's
Yeah.
he's good. Oh, it's all good. He's good though. That the guy that he's fighting, like he took out Jacare.
He's the interim champ, isn't he?
Yeah,
Oh
he's
no, no,
interim
this is
champ.
for Connor. This is Connor. This is Connor.
Oh, you're
This
talking
is
about Tony Ferguson.
Yeah, we're talking. That's a different one. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
GSP right now. I'm trying to talk about GSP, but I'm getting them two mixed up. Yeah.
Got you. So GSP's
Yeah.
fighting some other. So like the word is that GSP is gonna end up dropping back to his original weight. Like he can't sustain it. Like I was reading John Danaher's Instagram post, and it was saying how like GSP was puking between fights and he was getting really sick because he was force feeding himself. Oh, what happened? Can't get in.
It's yours. That's why.
Oh, okay, got you. Yeah, he was like force feeding himself, and he couldn't actually stay healthy during it. They were actually gonna pull him out because he was too sick because he was trying to eat. He was forcing himself to eat because he was like losing too much weight too quickly. You know.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, so he might drop down back to his original weight because he can't stay at a heavyweight or middleweight, whatever it was. Yeah.
That'll be
Intricate
good.
Sciences, yeah.
That will be good because that's the one where he dominated. So,
The welterweight.
but now
right?
he's a two-time champ.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Which is really
Two
good.
division,
It's
no,
like
not two-time, two-division champ.
two division. Yeah. Just like BJ Penn. BJ
Yeah.
Penn went up.
BJ Penn was
right?
the first, wasn't he?
Yeah. And then now Conor, two division and simultaneous champ. That's crazy. But now everyone's trying to do that, you know? Everyone's trying to pull a Conor McGregor, like what's his name? TJ Dillashaw. He's like after I beat my next fight will be with Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson so that I can go for the flyweight title.
Let him. Someone needs to stop Dimitri. Come on.
Yeah,
Yo,
he's pretty
he
sick
needs to,
though, yo.
That's why he needs to fight. He needs to fight. Like he's the only one that like fights anyone, and like he always chooses the best fighters. He doesn't
For
care.
sure. For sure.
He's always ready. He has my utmost respect.
Do you see that friggin' armbar finish? Oh man, that was amazing.
Yeah.
That was like a crazy, like, dang, came out of nowhere, yo. And then everyone was like posting that that Hickson Gracie's the one who showed that back in the day, you know. That was like one of the standard moves. Yeah, I know. Right? Like I love how like the internet is. They'll try and like.
Oh, it's because of this. It's because of
Right,
him.
yeah,
Yo,
yeah,
this is Dimitri Johnson. It's him. It's
Yeah,
no one
yeah.
else. No one else can take credit for that.
For sure. Could you imagine if he wins
Come
again?
on.
Like, oh, there's nobody's gonna get that title away
What
from
do you
him. Like,
mean? What do you mean if?
oh,
Come
if he
on.
no, but if he fights T.J. Dillashaw.
No, no, no. Doesn't matter.
Oh, really?
Unfortunately, TJ's losing.
Oh, no way. Eh? I was surprised
You're
that
gonna
Cody
lose that.
Garbrandt won, man.
100%.
I had my money on Cody, man. But then, like, when
I
TJ
know.
won, I was like, dang, I did not expect that, bro.
But you saw the experience.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
saw the difference in experience, right? Because like
But
Cody was good, but he needed the experience. He was too cocky, too.
true.
He had
yeah,
like
yeah,
it was the thing. He was way too cocky. The
Uh-huh.
overconfidence got to him, and that's why he lost the belt.
That's true. That's true. But him versus Dominic Cruz, man, like he looked like a freaking god when he fought
Yeah.
Dominic Cruz. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's like
yeah.
I was thinking
that's why I was
that-
surprised. I was surprised.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna win too, but then I looked. I was like, I'm gonna give TJ the benefit of the doubt because he has the experience.
Yeah, that's true.
And like,
that's
if you
true.
look at their history, wasn't he like TJ taught him when he first came into the to the sport?
yeah. So
I was like,
yeah,
yo,
so-
like TJ knows your
That's
style.
true, yeah, for sure.
And like he's older and smarter. He has that experience where he's gonna use that against you, where you dominate by your physicality and your speed. So it's like
yeah.
that's where the experience happened, and it showed. Like he caught up. He kept doing that kick, and I was like, man, like it's so projected.
Yeah,
I don't think
yeah.
it's gonna work.
Yeah,
And
for sure, for sure.
hit, and I was like, oh my goodness, that was good. He was setting it up the whole time. That's why he was going so low.
Yeah,
And he was just
yeah.
like, he was bringing the Cody's attention low, and then all of
Mm.
a sudden, he looked like he was going for the leg, and it went straight to the head. And I was
Totally,
like,
totally.
damn. And
It's-
then that's how it shook him, and then that's when he got knocked.
It's
knocked
interesting when you like when you see the facial expression of Cody Garbrandt at the end of that. He was kind of like it's weird. Like you know when you're like completely shook and then like you see how they react. Cody Garbrandt kind of looked like a baby. You know, like he was like so in awe of like what happened. You know, it wasn't like composed or whatever. It was like, you know what I mean? He wasn't like manly about it. He was just like, oh, I got hit. You know, I lost. What's going on? You know? If you look at like if you look at the picture of when TJ screaming in his face. you know what I
TJ
mean?
screaming at his face. No, because he doesn't know what's going on. He got
But-
knocked
He's-
down, knocked out. He was knocked out cold.
Exactly. But it's like that's a crazy scene to witness because it's like he doesn't look like a warrior at that moment. You know, he looked like a freaking loser. You know? But he did lose. You know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Well, like even if you lose, you should still. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what
right?
you
Like
mean.
at least hold your own. You know, make yourself look like tough or something. You know, like oh I lost, but like you know whatever. You know, quickly recover yourself, kind of thing. You know. Yeah. Do you know Faraz Zahabi? Dude, this is actually one
Nope.
of this. You don't know who Faraz Zahabi is?
Nope, I'm not in knowledge of MMA anymore, to be
Oh, all right.
honest.
So, well, all right. Faraz Zahabi is the trainer of GSP. He's not an MMA fighter. He's the coach. TriStar.
Oh, his friend.
Yeah. The friggin'
Yeah.
brown dude, not brown, whatever.
It was his corner for years.
Yeah, that guy.
Behind
that
Greg
guy.
Jackson, and then he became his full-time coach. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. Like I only got into UFC and like MMA and stuff like in the past like maybe 6 years. I didn't really know anything about GSP at the time. So like to see that Greg
Yeah.
Jackson, like I'm seeing all these like throwback images of like GSP with like John Jones with Greg Jackson. I was wondering how come Greg Jackson was so famous, you know? And it's like, oh, GSP used him, you know, as like a coach, you know?
Well, yeah, he was. Yeah, Greg Jackson was, but Greg Jackson had many
Many
great
coaches,
fighters
yeah,
under
for
him.
sure.
That's why like he had so many great fighters.
Right.
So even Rashad Evans when he was a champ, you know.
Right, but I didn't know that GSP was in that camp before. I thought he was just straight
Oh,
Faraz
you
Zahabi.
didn't? Oh.
No, I thought he was just straight Faraz Zahabi.
No.
So I was like, oh man, like,
No, he was Greg Jackson the whole time.
Oh, no way. Okay. So
The whole
when
time
did
he was under Greg Jackson the whole time.
so what about Faraz? Like when did he join up with Faraz? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Just when he retired,
oh, really? Oh, okay, interesting.
he took over his training, everything once he retired.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's
It,
what I understand. If I'm not right, I'm sorry, but from what I understand through what he was saying in
uh-huh.
like, because I watched the embedded, right?
Right,
So
right,
that's
right.
what he was saying. He was like, "Oh, like I became the full-time coach," but they didn't mention Greg Jackson at all. So that's
Oh,
why I was like,
okay.
"Oh, okay."
The
And then, but I know he was Greg Jackson's. He was in Jackson's camp while he
right.
was still fighting in the UFC. So it probably
Interesting.
happened after he retired.
Oh, okay, okay. If you
Yeah.
watch so like I became like a big fan of Firas Zahabi because like GSP and stuff, right? And his brother actually fought. His brother got in the UFC and like was fighting. I think on that same card that same night. Did you see it? Like Amy and
No.
Zahabi. Oh my god, this is the worst. So it sucks because like you have all this expectation, right? Because you're like, oh, it's the brother of Firas Zahabi. He's gonna be amazing, right? You come from like a family of like intelligent fighters, right? Like that's the
Yeah.
assumption, right? Oh man, this dude got like spinning back elbow. The dude, all right, so his opponent threw one spinning back elbow, and then like Amy and Zahabi like ignored it, and he was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna keep going." And then he threw another spinning back elbow, but he hit him on the jaw perfectly. That the guy like got knocked out, and like that was one of the worst knockouts I've ever seen. Like his like neck was like off the like he was like in shock. It was like you electrocuted him, and like his mouth was open, and then they were saying like he for sure broke his jaw.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Ooh.
yeah, his mouth was just open, and then the ref just had to like hold him and like hold like cradle his head and like take out the thing. Like, could you imagine being the brother just to see your other brother just like totally gone, yo?
Well, that's what happens in this industry, you know?
I know, but it's like you never like the freak acts like when Anderson Silva broke his
Broke his
shin.
leg.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, that's like those are the freak accidents that you just don't want to see. You know what I mean? But we don't think about
Yeah,
it because
well,
it's
the
like
elbow to the jaw is expected. Come on.
for sure. No, no, no. Like it was for sure his own fault. He threw the same move twice, and you just didn't move out of the way. You know, you didn't account for it. So when he got cracked in the jaw, and he broke his jaw, it was like, oh god, yo, like this could like kill
Yeah.
you for life.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right? Like how are you gonna come back? What if you broke your neck, bro?
Oh, they're still coming. Yeah, it could happen, man. That's why it's the deadly sport of MMA.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah. Are you? What? Did we win?
I
Are you
don't know.
done?
Yeah, but we're still getting shot by the guys.
That's weird. Cool, cool. Let's head back to your base. Did you get the 400,000 when you started on?
Yeah, is that because we stopped playing for a while?
No, no, no. It's like their anniversary, like their 10th anniversary or something. I don't know. And then they gave us all 400,000. So that should help you in buying the stuff.
Yeah, I think I got that.
Nice.
Here, come. Let's
So
go into this red, which means there's a
people, people.
gang here.
Yeah. Are you
There's a gang here.
are you stoked for any other UFC matchups? I love TJ
Nothing.
Dillashaw. No, no. Do you just like a hobbyist? Like you watch it from time to time, or do you actually actively follow the sport?
I used to, not anymore. Yeah, no, not into it anymore.
Oh, okay. I find that like the unless you're like a really good fighter, like the beginning fights are so crappy. You know what I mean? Like there's too many fighters almost now.
Yeah,
You know that like you'll see a bunch of like boring fights. It's only like the big names that are like really like they stand out. You know?
yeah. Well, that's why I only watch the big names.
Yeah,
But like,
exactly. Yeah,
but a real person that loves martial arts will watch every fight, right?
that's true. Yeah, yeah.
Unfortunately,
But like,
unfortunately, it's not one of my priorities, and I don't make a living out of watching fights. So
true. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Um, did you see you know Paige Van Zandt?
Paige Van Dam.
Van Zandt,
What?
the girl
No.
Paige Van. You don't know her? Oh, like the really like the model-less
Oh,
one.
Oh, the one that all the guys love.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
like blonde and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird how like this weight cutting thing is like becoming such a prevalent issue. Like, cause she's like pretty, she fights at a really low weight class, but she's naturally really heavy, you know?
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so
What's
like,
her natural weight?
I don't know, like 150, something like that. But she cuts
Oh.
down to like 113, something like that, like super light in order to get to that weight class. But they were saying that like if you do that, especially if you're a girl, if you do that too much, like go down and up, you end up your body resists it, and then you put on like a lot of weight. Like you hold on to like a lot of weight.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Could you imagine the like if you think about the body image issues when you look at like fighters and like women, and then you don't realize that they're dehydrated, and then you like look at it, and then you know what I mean?
But that's what people strive. That's why, like, a lot of people strive for those bodies. I'm like, you don't know what's actually happening, do you?
Yeah, for sure. Exactly.
Like, how
Exactly.
much they're actually killing themselves by doing this.
Yeah, exactly. Yo. There's so many people that you get like kidney stones from it. Your like liver shuts down just to like make that weight. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it's like the big thing to do.
The weight cutting.
I don't know why people find it. Yeah, like, why do people? I guess like the body does look nice and everything, but it's like,
No,
is it really that?
they want the advantage, but it's not really like so. If you can
No,
cut
but like
down.
I'm talking about the normal other like normal people.
Oh,
Like
I see. I
people,
see.
people will look at these bodies and be like, "That's what I want to look like." You know
Yeah,
what I
for
mean?
sure. Yeah, yeah, exactly,
And
exactly.
it's
But
like,
it's
no,
like
no, no. You don't want to look like that because
they're
they're
super
actually
unhealthy at that
not
moment.
healthy.
Yeah, yeah.
You
That was a
think they're healthy, but they are very unhealthy. Yeah, exactly. But a lot of people will be like, "No, they're not. Look at their body. They're not unhealthy." It's like, okay,
yeah. It's like
you
that's the
don't
marketing though.
know.
And like the Photoshop too, when they like Photoshop pictures of them, like
Yeah.
you're creating like the worst illusion because then like little kids or even adults will become super obsessed with that kind of stuff. You know that there's this thing called so it's like the complete opposite of anorexia. It's like but it's still body dysmorphia. Guys will like balloon up like they want to become like super swole,
Yeah, that's what a lot of guys do.
and then you're
Oh, I
like
gotta get my swell on.
no,
It's like, come
but
on.
it's an actual like psychological disorder. It's just like it's the I forgot what it's called, but it's the complete opposite of anorexia. Like they like whereas like the anorexics will be like, oh, I'm not skinny enough. These guys will be like, I'm too skinny, and then they'll like keep getting more and more jacked.
I would think that's the steroids talking.
Yeah, that's true. I found like I've been like questioning this because I'm like, oh, I wonder like what girls actually think, and most girls don't actually find that attractive. Only like the select few that are already trying to become like that themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like the average girl's kind of like, ooh, that's kind of like gross.
Yeah,
I always kind of
there's
think,
random chests here that have a lot of money in it, so
what?
you gotta find the chests.
Oh, inside this room. Yeah.
There should be like, yeah, because this was a gang attack, so there should be a lot of money here.
Oh, I got you. I thought you were talking about the. I was like, chess. What? Body dysmorphia.
Body dysmorphia.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it's
I get
confused.
that. Like, yeah, I would think that's the steroids, you know. But
Yeah, for sure. I kind of find that to me, they kind of look like bugs when there's no like, there's like 0% body fat. Like, like Sage Northcutt, you know? That kid, I'm like, oh God, you're like insanely jacked for no reason. Remember the kid from Twilight? Um, what's his name? Jacob Black? Taylor
no,
Lautner.
no.
Oh, like everyone loved him because he was like super jacked. He was in that movie, Spy Kids. He was
Oh, that guy.
he was
Yeah,
Shark
yeah,
Boy.
okay.
Shark Boy.
Yeah, Shark Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got fat, eh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he like let
You
himself
know why?
go,
Because he's with Adam Sandler now.
Oh, really? What?
He
Whoa.
with Adam Sandler.
He
Um,
he's a movie?
he was in a comedy with like Terry Crews was in it, and
Oh no
Forgot.
way.
It was like they're all cowboys. Like they all had the same father, and he acted
Oh,
pretty like a slow person.
was he jacked?
I don't. Yeah, I don't know. He wasn't shirtless in the movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he like got. Oh, wait, it's, I gotta bounce. But yeah, final thoughts from you. Or here, let's take that screenshot. I'll ask you your final thoughts as you as I take the
Let me take
screenshot.
off this helmet. Helmet, come off. Thank you.
Helmet, come off. Yeah. So
Yeah, man. Final thoughts. Nothing. Um, nothing. It's good to talk to you.
yeah, it was good
That's
talking to
my
you too,
final
yo.
thought. It was good to talk to you. It's been a while
Yeah,
still.
it has been a
So
while, yo. Working,
yeah.
doing stuff, you know. Oh, can you step to the right a little bit? There you go, perfect. Yeah, now just face me. Awesome. All right, I just gotta wait for this bad boy to go away. Yeah, I'm playing Uncharted 2 now.
I see that. Well, I see
Sick
that you
game.
post that you're like doing it, and I like that you're doing like for each story.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
like, is it like, are you going with the game? Like,
Yeah.
I finish one mission and you stop type of thing?
I was for Lost Legacy, but with Uncharted 2 it's too long, so I'm just trying to get as many as I can like per like I'll like
Oh, okay.
I'll just do as many chapters as I can in that one section and then I'll like cut it up, you know, or like end it,
Uh,
you know. Cuz it's like 25 chapters. Lost Legacy was only 9.
oh, okay.
So it's like okay, I can do like 9, but 25 episodes would be like way too much. And like and the
Yeah.
short and the length of each episode's kind of weird because it's like sometimes it'll be like super short and then like super long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
It's good
like
game though.
for Lost Legacy?
No, for number 2, Among Thieves.
Oh, Uncharted. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, Uncharted's always been a long game.
yeah, for sure. It was sick though. Yeah, I loved it. But yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways,
man.
all right. Till next time. Stay cute. Yeah. You like my pink outfit?
Yeah, it's adorable.
All right, yo. Take it easy.
All right. See ya.
Peace.